dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey, well, I need a dollar, dollar, dollar.
So there's a lot of confusion about this law in the UAE against charity fundraising ever since Scott Richards got arrested, because that's how it works in the UAE, right? Someone gets arrested and then everyone is like, oh, what was that law again? So the authorities have tried to clarify what exactly this law includes and what's allowed and what's not allowed and how everything works. So the UAE authorities have decided to clarify that. Thanks very much for clarifying that vague and poorly written law after you've already charged someone and detained them for almost a month. You know what? Actually, the best way to explain the way the new charity law or fundraising law works, you remember the scene in Casino when it's like the opening scene and they're following the briefcase through the casino to the counting room, you know, to the vault and all of that stuff, and they're talking about, there's the voiceover with Joe Pesci talking about the skimming, everyone's taking their cut. That's basically what the charity law is about. They're saying that you can't fundraise in the UAE unless you get permission from the government, and it will facilitate things a lot if, rather than just seeking permission to fundraise on your own, you piggyback with a local charity that's already, you know, allowed in the UAE and approved in the UAE. But when you go through another charity, when you go through a local charity, basically what that means is whatever money you raise is going to go to that charity, and then they will decide what to do with that money. That's basically what it comes down to. You raise the money, they'll take the money, and then they'll distribute it how they like.
It's all been arranged just for us to get your money.
Now, officially, you can seek permission, you can apply for permission to have your fundraising or whatever. It can take minimum 15 working days after they have checked your case. In other words, there's no time limit at all about how long it's going to take them to check the case. But once they have checked the case, then it can take maybe 15 days. Until now, I don't think there's been anyone who's gotten an approval. So the new charity law is supposed to ensure that money is not going to end up in the wrong hands. Really? The UAE has now become like the ombudsman for all international charities in the world. That means that they're going to perform an audit of that charity, of that nonprofit. They're going to follow the donation all the way through the organization system to the end recipient. Oh, okay, good to know. The law is designed to protect fundraisers and those in need. Scott, feeling safe, are you, buddy? UAE's got your back. I think what they meant to say was it's to protect those in need from fundraisers. Because what it means is, like, you're going to have a fundraising drive, and when people contribute their donations, that doesn't go in your box, that goes in the box of the charity that you are coordinating with. So it's like you're having a fundraiser for blankets for poor people in Afghanistan so they don't freeze in the wintertime. Please, if you want to support, if you want to help, put your money in the box for Dubai Skimming Off the Top Foundation. Seriously, in the real world, in real life, you're not going to get approval to fundraise independently. You're going to have to go through one of their charities. And like I said, that means that that charity is going to collect the money and then they're going to distribute it. Like he says later in the article, right? He says, we have a team of people to make sure that the money gets into the right hands. Thanks.
I mean, what do you think we're doing out here in the middle of the desert? It's all this money.
I mean, seriously, when they say we want to make sure that the money doesn't go into the wrong hands, I think by the wrong hands, it means hands other than their own. So you can fundraise privately. This is really interesting. You can fundraise privately as long as there's no advertising, you don't do any social media. Basically, you can fundraise as long as it's completely off the grid, off the books, behind closed doors, person to person, face to face, and nobody knows about it. Because, yeah, money launderers and terrorists really don't like to do things that way, behind closed doors and off the grid. Good plan. So wait a minute, he said that private individuals can raise funds, like for their family or their friends and stuff like that, as long as they don't advertise and they don't use social media and they don't use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is like for your contact list on your phone. How is that public? How is that a public advertisement? How is that any? You're going to wait 15, 20, 30 days, a month, 2 months before you send a message on WhatsApp? Really? I mean, let's be serious. Registering with the UAE, getting approval from the government, or working through one of their charities, that does nothing whatsoever to promote transparency or to guarantee that the money is going to reach the right place. That's nothing, has no effect whatsoever on any of that. The only effect that it has is making sure that any charity that wants to fundraise has to go through one of the local charities so that those local charities will actually receive the funds that you raise. So here's the thing. You have a law that says you have to go through a local charity in order to fundraise. But you don't have any regulations that will tell you how you're going to get the money that you fundraise once it's been sent to that other charity. So I was going to post the article that I'm taking the quotes from, this Mr. Awadi from the Islamic Affairs and Charities Department or something like that. Those are the people that you're supposed to apply with if you want to get permission, in some parallel universe, that they'll give you permission to fundraise independently, and that they don't actually completely stonewall you in trying to apply for independent fundraising permission, and don't force you to use one of their charities. But anyway, I'm not gonna put the quotes here for you. You can look at the link. We'll inshallah put the link in the comments or something, so you can see the article for yourself. So I hope this clarifies the issue of the fundraising law in Dubai. I don't think that the clarification provided by the authorities in 7 days was particularly enlightening, so I hope that this clears it up a little bit. Basically, you don't fundraise, you don't talk about charities, you have to get permission to send a WhatsApp message or share a post on Facebook, and that's for your own protection.